Hi guys, this is George from AWT UK, and today I'm going to be talking about the building window film course that I attended at the 3M Centre in Bracknell a few weeks ago. I'm now officially 3M accredited, so I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of how that went, what I learnt on the course, and why I think it's important that every window film installer or person running an outfit does the course, or at least a similar course within the window film space. So going into it, I wasn't too sure how it was going to go. Often you think you know it all until you realise you don't. And going onto the course the first day, it was really lovely to meet everyone at the 3M Bracknell Centre. They're extremely welcoming. The instructor, John Rain from William Smith, he was also very welcoming. And I met a few good fitters who I will use in the future for projects that are outside of my scope or area. So that was also good. On the first day, they walked us through the centre, showed us the different products they can offer, all the different kinds of things they do, how they operate as a business, which was really interesting. And then we got straight into the theory. So we spoke about low E coatings, toughened glass, safety glass, anneal glass, so different glass types, what you do when surveying a job, the different kind of films they offer, the benefits a customer can see from those films. So yeah, we basically just had an overall rundown of their product range, and how we should be conducting business and installing window film from a theoretical perspective. The most interesting part for me was the safety and security film side of things, because I haven't actually done a job with safety or security film for myself yet. So it's interesting to learn about kind of how they position that product within the market, and yeah, how to deal with customers that are after that sort of thing. So after the first day, we got there bright and early the second day, and we began fitting. So basically they took us through all the different film options, so the Silver 20 Prestige series, and then lastly the safety and security film. They showed us how to do a splice, which I'd never done before, which is really interesting. And I'm not very good with cutting stuff freehand anyway, or using rulers, so that was very interesting, and it put me on my toes. So that was very interesting. It definitely put me on my toes. In terms of the installation gear they gave us, just all the usual stuff. And we was allowed to bring extras like a window squeegee, because theirs was plastic, and I fitted enough film to know that I don't really want to use a plastic squeegee. So anyway, we got fitting with some film. I was looking at how the other guys are doing it, showing them how I was doing it. And the security film in particular, I thought I was going to have issues with that, but I'd like to say I'm quite clued up when it comes to that sort of, when it comes to the industry in general. So I'd watched videos on it in the past, so sort of had an understanding of how I was going to tackle it, and yeah, it went fairly well, and we all had our own way of doing things. And yeah, apart from the splice, I'd say I was pretty confident for the next day, which was the assessment. On the day of assessment, I assess you on your theoretical knowledge of window film and testing the glass and surveying, etc., etc. I scored 90 out of 100 on that, so not perfect, but it was a pass. The pass score was 80 out of 100. So yeah, I was quite pleased with myself for that, because I got one of the top marks in the group. Some of the boys that hadn't really fit window film before, was mainly from the graphic side of things, they definitely struggled with this part, but all of us passed or got close to passing. And yeah, we moved on to the practical. So in terms of the practical, I did take my time, especially with the splice. My splice weren't perfect, but managed to get 80 out of 100, which is a pass, of course. But the splice was definitely the hardest thing, and not really something I'd do on site. So it yeah, it required a bit of patience and a steady hand, which, you know, I don't really have. So it could have gone better, but it could have gone worse. And after that, we moved on to the silver 20 prestige. That was fine. I think I scored 90 out of 100 for the prestige, 85 out of 100 for the silver 20, because they're assessing you on every little thing. And of course, you're under time pressure also. And I'm not very good in front of people, but you know, that was interesting to know. I'm not perfect. I like to consider myself a perfectionist, but not many people seem to get 100 out of 100 at all. So that was really interesting to find out. Then it was the security film. So we did an 8mm. That was pretty straightforward. It's hard to, with a clear film, make it absolutely perfect. So I'm not going to lie, it wasn't perfect. I think I scored 85 out of 100 for that also. But, you know, I got it on there and, of course, passed that bit. And then it was a butt join with, I think it's their 24mm security film. So that's the thickest film they do. That was really hard, but they're all pre-cut. So we put that on there. You know, I did what I could, and then I think got a similar score for that also. And then the last one was, of course, a full sheet of the 24mm, which once again, absolute ball ache, but you know, we got it on there and we fitted it. Coming away from the course, in terms of the theoretical side of things, it was great because it really puts everything in place and it gives you proper information. So a lot of this industry can be smoke and mirrors, but actually, you know, knuckling down into the theoretical side of things and getting clear on what is and isn't acceptable was great. In terms of the fitting, obviously the instructor's just an instructor. He knew that what we was capable of, and it was more using 3M's films and getting to grips with handling the films and the differences in their films. And then of course the security options, completely different ballpark for me, but you know, I can fit it and it's been done now. In terms of the practical, doing the splice, you know, I learnt a lot from doing that, what to do and what not to do. So that was great. And yeah, honestly, I couldn't recommend it more to anyone. For the overall price, they don't actually make money off it. The instructor, at least, obviously he gets paid, and then the company that provides the training, they don't make loads of money off it, but what they do get is they get your account for, of course, any of the 3M products, because William Smith is the only supplier for 3M, and to be accredited means I can now get their warranty for labour and materials. So yeah, that's the main thing for me. And then obviously connecting with some great people, seeing the centre and seeing where everything goes down, you know, in terms of admin and product development was great. And yeah, like I say, I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone else. And yeah, anyway, that's enough from me, and I'll catch you in the next one.